State your name for the record.
Tom
sir.
Berg from Eva Beach. I am a libertarian. I want to disclose this, running for State House District 41. And if I were elected, I would make it illegal for what you're about to do today. And that is to use taxpayers' money to pay off lobbyists. I'm shocked. It wasn't until I saw Andrew Pereira through KITV exposed.
Well, lobbying has become sort of a dirty word in the United States these days.
But right now, Honolulu's rail project is banking on a very powerful lobbyist, and you are paying for it. Exclusive tonight, KITV4's Andrew Pereira tells us about the D.C. lobbyist on the Hart payroll since 2007. Andrew.
Yunji Paula, in 1998, Dennis Dwyer was ranked as one of the hottest appropriations lobbyists in the country. His services don't come cheap. When lawmakers and trade unions go to bat for rail money, it doesn't cost you a dime. But when an influential Washington, D.C. lobbyist steps in, it costs plenty. $1.43 million and counting.
From my experience in terms of what we're paying and what we're getting, it's a good deal for us.
Most of the lobbying on behalf of the rail project is being done by Dennis Dwyer of the Beltway firm Williams & Jensen. Grabowska says Dwyer is the person on point in D.C. when questions are raised about rail.
If they have a real-time question in Washington, D.C. when it's 3 o'clock in the morning here, we have to have somebody there, or we may end up on the cutting room floor of some committee.
Dwyer has a long history of working on behalf of transit projects and is no stranger to Hawaii. He lobbied on behalf of mass transit under former Mayor Frank Fossey and has donated to the political campaigns of Neil Abercrombie, Mufi Hanneman, and Dan Inouye. Dwyer's so good, Hart awarded Williams & Jensen a new contract in July. Another $900,000 for the next 3 years.
I don't understand why they need to spend that much money. It's just ridiculous.
Rail critics question the spending, especially since the rail project has already been guaranteed more than $1.5 billion federal dollars.
I don't see the point of lobbying when they've already been given a commitment for the money in the future.
Although the funding agreement obligates the feds to pay up, Grabowska says the amount appropriated by Congress every fiscal year is not guaranteed.
We have to fight every year for the appropriation, so it's an effort that he helps us to coordinate.
However, rail opponents believe they have a more plausible explanation for the expensive lobbying effort, $2.3 million if the new 3-year contract is fulfilled.
You're only going to need lobbying efforts if you're anticipating cost overruns, because the rest of it is already spoken for.
Transit officials have stated repeatedly the $5.3 billion project will finish on time and on budget. Hart is allowed to cancel its contract with the lobbying firm at any time without penalty.
So there's no way for the taxpayer to object except on these bills, because you hold the purse strings. Never before in the history of our state, outside of Hart, has any government entity paid off a lobbyist, ever. And we're paying $25,000 a month to this lobbyist in the Beltway with taxpayers' money, who in turn, it was uncovered, funnels money back into the political campaign coffers of those who support the lobbyist getting the money. So if you support this lobbyist getting the money, we have 3 people running for Congress here. It's all about pay to play. So if you vote for Bill 20 and 21, you're telling everyone in the state of Hawaii that if you get to Congress, our 4 congressional members are inept, incompetent, their 100 staffers cannot attend a meeting at 3 a.m. Hawaii's time. Because that's what Mr. Grabowska said. He needs to continue to pay a lobbyist in D.C. $25,000 a month, even when they are in recess and not meeting, to do nothing but monitor a full funding grant agreement that has already been executed, will not be violated. A fiscal cliff or a government shutdown, full funding grant agreements are never touched. So to believe the fear factor of Hart, the fear factor that they're going to renege for the first time on us, Congress, what are you smoking? To put the fear factor in all of us that the federal government is not going to give the allotments. There's only 3 checks remaining, $250, $250, and $240. We're paying a guy $25,000 a month to monitor just 3 checks. I can't wait for you guys to go to your district and talk to 10th graders in government civics class and tell them, did you know I voted in support using lobbyists, paying them off to represent government? What do we need a democracy for? Why elect congressional representation? Just pay the lobbyist. I hope you ask me some questions, because I did my research on other municipalities that do it. It's a racket. It's literally a racket. And because it's happening in broad daylight, everyone thinks it's permissible. Well, I'm here to tell you, you have an option to defend us taxpayers against the reckless behavior of Mr. Grabowskis, who unilaterally made this decision to pay off this lobbyist.
And fighting for something better than just jungle law. Fighting so he can stand on his own 2 feet, free and decent, like he was created, no matter what his race, color, or creed. That's what you see. There's no place out there for graft, or greed, or lies, or compromise with human liberties. You think I'm licked? You all think I'm licked. Well, I'm not licked. And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause, even if this room gets filled with lies like these. And the
Grabowskises.
and all their armies come marching into this place. Somebody will listen to me.
In the name of God, do your duty.
And we got Tom Berg over here. We got Panos Priadora. All these people, they're grandstanding sour grapes. Yep. They won't admit failure. They won't admit defeat.
Enough is enough. Yep. Let the rail move. That's it. Take the politics out of the rail and let's move forward. Go rail, go. Go rail, go.